Boba Fett is a mix of good and bad. It's like every episode I watch, it's a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, some really good, and then some really bad. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Muga Magnificent, and contrary to the shirt that I'm wearing, we're reviewing Boba Fett, episode 4 of season 1, and we have a lot to talk about because it's starting to become clear. We're 4 episodes in now that Boba Fett is most likely just not going to touch Mando. I think I it the last half of this season can do a lot. It could do a lot. But I think in terms of the scattered storytelling that we've gotten so far and the way that they've chosen to jump between stories and give us this new view into this Boba Fett is lesser than Mando. But that aside, this episode was a mixed bag. It that first quarter of this episode, it's the type of content where I really look at the creators and I wonder if they want to keep certain Star Wars fans because the first quarter of this episode is a slog. It is a slog. It's just the only good part is Boba and the Bantha. It's Boba and the Bantha interactions. Those were cool. Just the idea of being able having this steed that has these emotions and is that kind of was cute, man. He was like when he sent it off, he was like go have Bantha babies. It's like, that was so funny to me. I love that. But this episode was hard to get through that first part. It was so hard to get through that first part because they really expect you to tolerate a lot that hey, I don't know if there's something down the line of this season that's going to change things, but these cyberpunk kids, this cyberpunk aesthetic has to go. It has to go. It is it is a new plague on this series. It every time that it pops up, those bikes and and the cyberpunk elements, it literally kills the aesthetic. It kills the thematic content. It kills your immersion. It literally kills the immersion, and that's to say nothing of 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 it as a storytelling device. It's literally just how it pulls you out of the episode. You just see them, and it's just like, what is this? What is this? What is this CW CGI BS? What is this? What is the intention? They, if there's one thing that truly is tying uh, these last 2 episodes down, it's every element of these cyberpunk kids. I was I was a bit loose on the in the last review on speaking on those cyberpunk kids, but they're a problem. They're a problem. They are terrible. They are they're like a dose of Last Jedi and Mandalorian. It's and I mean that as the highest disrespect. Do please, if this is you, Kathleen Kennedy, whoever this is, please stop. Please stop. Because that is killing this. It's killing the vibe of this episode. And you're making it hard for fans to defend Disney's ownership of Lucasfilm. That's how I feel. But that being said, there's some really, really good in the last 3 quarters of this episode. Some really awesome moments. Like I like Fennec's character, and I think that she's cool as a character. But the choreography of some of her moves and fights, It's like, guys, make this believable. That's what I mean by that first part of the slog. One, you have to deal with with Thundercat. Uh, 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 and no disrespect to Thundercat, I love your music, bro. But what are you doing here? What are you doing in this episode, homie? What is your intention? You're not even acting. You're just being you. That's the worst. Why would you come into Star Wars and just be you? No, it's Star Wars. You have to be Star. What are you doing, Thundercat? Did you pay Kathleen Kennedy to be in this episode? What is that about, homie? Back to Fennec. Back to Fennec. Fennec's fights are just. There was this part where she does this punch on on the slave fire spray, and she punches this Catan off the ship, and it was just the culmination of like, why are you guys choreographing this like this? What is what? Who thought that this was good? But everything changed once they got the ship. I want to remain neutral, okay, and call it the ship because honestly, to me, it's its name is the Slave One. Now, I'm black. I understand the ramifications, and really, I think that the meaning behind that name, Slave One, the way I understand it. Now, Star Wars fans flame me if I'm wrong, so on and so forth. But for me, the way I understood the ship, I don't know the expanded universe well. I don't know everything from Boba's history well. So please chill. But Slave One, it felt like it meant that he was a slave to his Mandalorian heritage. That's how I understood it. It was never meant to be some sort of slight or slave. I don't know. I don't know why they changed the name of the ship. The ship was never. There was never. They could. There was no reason to change the name of the ship to the Fire Spray. Fire Spray is so generic. It's so. It's so generic and boring. Oh, hey guys, you want to get in my Fire Spray? My ship, the Fire Spray. Imagine in history, bro, in history, how many people have had a ship called Fire Spray. Anyways, Fennec is a cool character. I think that they need to give her better choreographs and to really think about weight for a second, like weight, because somebody her size, she does have the mechanical components. Okay, so that's true. She does have the mechanical components, but her whole body's not mechanical. I'm pretty sure. It just sometimes it doesn't make sense. Some of the stuff that Fennec does, like motion wise, regardless of whether she has the strength, motion wise, it's like that motion. There's no way that you could toss that man with that. You know, it's just it doesn't. That does not make sense. The episode is really split up into these two parts. Once Boba gets the ship, and then the ship comes up behind the Catans on the speeders, the episode it's the only reason that the episode gets a better grade because they took it in a better direction and they actually gave us a better idea of who Boba is as a character now, what his real intention is behind becoming daimyo. Hints at the eventual conflict with the Pikes, and some sick action later on because they're before I got into this episode, for the first 3 episodes, what I said is carrying this series right now. What is carrying Boba Fett was the Tusken Raiders, Black Chrysanthemum, Black Chrysanthemum, and the Rancor. Danny Trejo slash Rancor, but and the Rancor. Those 3 things are carrying the series. If those things are done well, there's value. There's value in this series. If those things are done well. But if those things are messed up, then there's nothing for this series to fall back on. Because that's what it is. The diversity, I guess, of the aliens is also a big cool element. But those three things are major. And this episode this episode has two of those things in spades. In spades. Oh, so the new element, so new thing that I would add to that too is the slave one or fire spray. The fire spray is also a big great element, but I don't want to call it fire spray, guys. I don't want to call it fire spray. It's so dumb. Boba's ship, when he comes up on the Catans and blows them all up, and then he's just got this cold look on his face. Boba's just like, this was a long time coming. Boba's running them down. Boom, 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 boom. Nobody's nobody nobody's getting away. So after that part, there is a scene that's really cool, but also kind of stupid. It's when Boba goes for the Sarlacc pit. When Boba goes for the Sarlacc pit, there is it's really cool. But dumb. Why? Like it was a cool shot that Boba was pulling up over the Sarlacc pit, and then he's looking down on it. But if you think about it logically, you know what the Sarlacc pit can do. Why would you put yourself in that type of situation? And then furthermore, Fennec makes one of the stupidest plays I've ever seen. Why did you think that it was if it wasn't for the fact that you guys have plot armor and this is an American story, how can the bomb roll off the back of the ship and fall into the Sarlacc pit? That was her plan. The bomb was just gonna roll off the ship and then into the Sarlacc pit and into its mouth, and they would not get hit. That was I saw that and I was like, "There's just no way. There's no way. There's that. That is so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, if the moment after we get out of there, I'll be like, bro, don't you ever in your life do that again. You were selling. You were trying to get us killed. You were trying to get us killed. Because that play that was not a smart play. Don't hit me with a punchline after a play like that. It's like you got really lucky. And it's only because of plot armor that they survived that. Because a bomb rolling think about this, man. Think about that. A bomb rolling off the back of a ship that's attached to to a Sarlacc pit and then expecting to fall to the side and then roll down into the Sarlacc pit. Guys, I can only stretch the imagination so far, because that's rough, very rough. And the episode from there gets a lot better. You start to see Boba's dealings with the different families in the city. You see how him and Fennec got this close bond. I love their bond. I do like Boba and Fennec's bond. It's cool. It's not. It doesn't seem sexual or romantic. It seems pretty platonic, but either way, I love their relationship. They're cool, man. Gamorrean guards are getting played in Book of Boba Fett. Played. Every Gamorrean I've seen is getting smoked, is getting clapped up. They're what it are they really that nice? The last episode, I was like the Gamorrean guards are it. They're strong, right? They're solid. But now I'm watching and I'm just seeing Gamorreans getting clapped left and right. There was like some Gamorreans in the defending the fire spray, and then there's the they gotta stop. Are Gamor whatever. Leave that alone. Best part of this episode, no cap, no competition. It's big black chrysanthemum. This when I said that he has black air, bro, it's more black Air Force energy than you're ready for. Cause this man is sitting and he's just chugging these drinks back, throwing them back, staring at these Trandoshans who those Trandoshans were so funny. They were the way that they were acting was so funny. So funny. They were just laughing and dancing and having a good time with no idea the danger that was waiting for them. Because this man with those knuckle dusters is a problem. A problem. A real gladiator. And the way that the Twi'lek tried to calm him down was like a cold way to show that how the Twi'leks operate, right? Or how certain female Twi'leks can be, right? And Black Chrysanthemum just being like, uh-huh. Yeah. I heard what you said. And ripping the Trandoshan's arm off anyways. Black Chrysanthemum is it, bro. Black Chrysanthemum is carrying in this series. Every time Black Chrysanthemum shows up, it's better. The show is better. It's more gangster. It's more badass. It's more new good Star Wars, which is all I asked for. All I asked for. Y'all don't have to shake up the formula too much, man. Just evil black Chewbacca with electric knuckle dusters. The thought process is pretty simple, and it's created such a cool character. Such a cool character. Black Chrysanthemum is fire. So, this episode, next, furthermore, if you will, this episode is a 7.5. I think that first quarter is too rough to ignore. They need to really consider thematic uh, elements, and I keep saying the word aesthetic, but the aesthetic, man, immersion. By putting these characters in the show, the best way I can put it in a way that I want to stress to directors is that it ruins it absolute for me, and I'm sure a lot of people, it absolutely ruins the immersion of Star Wars. You want to feel like this is real. You want within a certain bound. You want to feel like this is possible, way out there in the galaxy, or with the thematic. Let me. I guess that's not the best way to put it. With the thematic elements of Star Wars in mind, right? We have so much history of Star Wars OT to prequel to TV shows to video games to comics to books. There is so to wikis. There is to blogs. There is so much, so many geniuses, so many intelligent people, so many writers have put a lot of effort into this universe. It has definition. There's no need for characters like those cyberpunk characters. There's no need. Not in Star Wars. Put them somewhere else. I don't know if this was a Thundercat element or whatever it is. Respectfully, Thundercat, I love you, bro. Please leave it alone. Please don't show back up in the series. And with that being said, I think I'm gonna end it there. I could go on forever about this. I love Boba Fett. I love Boba Fett the character, what he represents, who he was, his progression that they've been developing throughout Attack of the Clones, all the way through the OT. If I'm going through the timeline, right, all the way through how Boba Fett has gotten here. He is a cool character. And there's a lot of EU stories that make him even cooler. Just Keep that same energy, don't the series around him has to be fire because the character deserves it. Mugen Magnificent, guys. Out. I don't mean to end on a relatively negative note, but really, it's like I hope that they don't leave me with a sour taste in my mouth at the end of this season, because then it's just gonna have to be Black Chrysanthemum all day, every day, big Black Force energy, yo, Black Chrysanthemum. Peace. Stay hydrated and stay up. Like and subscribe if you like the content, and I will be back.